What's going on in the world today? What's up, guys? So I'm fired up, man. I'm pumped up. Like just getting done with a full Monday. Great day today. So hopefully you guys are having a great day as well. But in our alpha group, we've been talking about rolling out this program, Level Up, for I don't know, a month or so now, maybe a little bit longer. So I'm pretty excited to see this posted in Workplace and also on EXP Life. That we had rolled out the Level Up program, and I love it. It's focused on training, coaching, and basically being a thought leader and what it's going to take to be able to pull us out of a shifting market, and for us and you to be able to thrive in that as well. So I don't know about you guys, but right when COVID hit, I was a little concerned, and then looking at how I was going to be able to position, my company and what I was able to do during COVID, I basically doubled my business each and every year during COVID. Like EXP was really built for that and allowed us to be able to keep selling homes, keep driving revenue and doing all of those things, right? And each and every year I doubled for sure. And when I look at, the shift has already happened. The market shift has already occurred. And, and it's just going to take agents and, obviously the buyers and sellers, to really grasp it. But I really built a name for myself and built the independent brokerage that I was at, to be in a top 10 real estate team in the market that we're going into. Obviously didn't have inflation on the other side, or the dilution of licenses that we have today with the competition with things thinned out. However, I love it. Like we're moving back into a skilled based market, and the strong will survive. So, but I did want to give you guys, with top agent experts, access to this page and kind of go over this with you a little bit, right? Like, EXP understands we're moving into a downturn, right? But not top agent experts, not the people in our group. We're definitely going to level up. We're running a lot of high powered teams in our network. Closing still about 1,000 houses a month right there. So we're doing phenomenal, right? But this is also going to be able to help where we could throw someone, a life raft, or be able to get people into coaching or training that don't have access to this as their brokerage sinks. And I'm going to show you guys some stats on the back end of this. Other brokerages are laying off key positions. They're not moving forward with investing in their new technology or their new projects that they had going on. EXP rolled out Frame at the shareholders event, which is pretty exciting because I've been using it when it was in beta, and I'm going to continuously use it. So I'm pretty excited to see that we're continuously moving and grooving without debt, overhead, and then also taking market share with agents and then also production. I'll show you guys that, here in a little bit. But, Level Up is basically going to be focused on training, education and thought leadership. So when you actually, think about today, it got kicked off today. It was announced actually on Friday in the leadership call. Like today was the first day, Mastery Monday, and it was with Brent Gove. So it will also stream on Facebook or not Facebook, I'm sorry, YouTube. And so you guys can always go back and watch it on YouTube as a recording, but you want to get these people that you're creating guest pass for in the cloud. You want to get them to download the guest pass, become familiar with going into the auditorium, the different training rooms, so they can experience it themselves. The same reason, I'm using Frame, and it's basically a 3D like platform, right, in the metaverse. So when I'm meeting, potential business partners or recruits or, newer agents with coaching or just whomever, like they can start to check out the technology and experience it, right? And they start to, make a judgment about it, like this is cool, or hey, how do I do this or whatever, and just become familiar with it. So they're starting to experience what they're going to experience once they join EXP. And so but preferably if you have to go back, with your team or you or whatever, because this isn't, just some basic training. Like this is the alpha group. This is the beta group. They've came to all of us and asked us to put together our one thing and be ready to deliver. Right. And so when you come back over here, and obviously EXPCon's coming up, but grab your build ticket too. So we're going to be in build next in Dallas next month for the build event. Man, it's like crazy seeing like, you know, all of this stuff build and grow. I mean, like when I launched it in Puerto Vallarta, at a small mastermind similar, you know, to what we're still doing today, just a little over 4 years ago, there was like 50 people in the room, man. And then at build last year, there was 7,000 people. Tony Robbins is coming back. We got Grant Cardone. We got a bunch of other speakers. We have the best masterminds in the game. This ain't even a corporate event, you know, who has these type of guys showing up to a mastermind on top of all the other talent that's going to be there. So it's pretty exciting. And I might be speaking actually in Dallas as well, but you know, I'll know more about that here soon, but it is on the table. So, you know, the program, you know, is definitely going to be focused on, you know, mastery Monday with working with buyers in a new market, right? Working with sellers in a new market, attracting new clients and deepening the relationship with your existing database. Because, you know, when I look at people that had just gotten their license in the last 5 years, like they have no idea the cash conversion cycles with top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, bottom of the funnel, getting the client the right information at the right time. You know, and that journey that is anywhere between, you know, 6, 7, 8 months up to 15 months, right? And being able to communicate with them the way that they needed to be communicated with. And instead, they're coming into the top of the funnel, straight to the bottom, making offers and basically running an outside sales. And now they're going to have to move back into more of an inside sales role, if you will. And so, you know, some of the things that we've been working on with our team, I've literally been working day and night to rebuild back in that actual environment. I know what it looks like. I know what we're going to need to do and the process, right? And so been setting back up to actually operate and thrive in that environment. But, you know, Mastery Mondays focused on buyers and sellers, right? And then Wealth Wednesdays. I love this. The most successful team leaders and influencers for 2 hours every Wednesday, 2 hours to learn how to leverage people, processes, and opportunity to create financial freedom, right? Like 2 hours of people like, you know, I'm right at 2,500 agents, modern team agents, right? There's people going to be way bigger than me, you know, like half my size, whatever, but you're going to be able to spend 2 hours with people that are actually doing it and the actual icon agents driving the revenue, right? To be able to create this financial freedom. So the cool part about this is like, just like the XL series that we did during, you know, during COVID, like you were able to invite people, you're able to invite guests, right? Where they could catch it on the live stream, but preferably getting them in the cloud. And so get people there Monday, get them there on Wednesday, get them there on Fire Friday, right? Try to drive people here that are on the fence so they can start to experience what it is like with our education, with the collaboration, with the type of leadership that we have in the alpha and beta group. It is phenomenal with the collaboration that I'm able to see weekly for the group that I'm in. And yes, every single one of you guys are in some group if you're also building your traditional team or your modern team. And so I would go through the ranks and work with people that's at your level, experiencing the same pain, same problems, getting the same results, and see who's growing right out of that group. Because I've had to grow through up all of those groups as well to get in the top, you know, 1% of all of EXP, to be in the alpha group, to be meeting on, you know, every Thursday or whatever, and to collaborate with that group, right? And so get with your group. But more importantly, get people to the Mastery Mondays, the Wealth Wednesday, and the Fire Friday, right? It's going to help you fuel your mindset. We all need this, especially what we're going into. We're going to have to talk to more sellers. You know, we're going to get turned down more. You know, we're going to have to talk to more buyers, educate more, right? Whether it's through video, whether it's, you know, on buyer seminars, seller seminars, because the one-off is going to be tough, right? And so think in terms of doing things in quantity and masses to have greater impact with education, right? And because that's all it is. Whoever can educate them, get them to come to terms, and definitely not looking for the people that want to do anything. I'm looking for the people that are going to need to do something, right? Because there's going to be a lot of people that want to do something, or they think the market was what it was when their family member sold a house, or their neighbor or their coworker or whatever, right? But there's also a lot of fear like in the news right now. There is a lot of fear amongst us as agents, right? Like we know what's coming. However, like the fear is something where we can't be like, oh, don't worry about it, or it's going to be okay, or just be, you know, overly positive and gullible to the situation, right? Like we're going to have to be self-aware and take massive action to be able to understand what type of market we're going into, and then being able to monetize that fear with others in a good way. Like EXP was built for this, like literally built in 2009 in a downturn, right? And that was when I got into real estate, is in 2009, and was building out, you know, like the traditional brick and mortar with our call center. Granted, closing 1,000 houses a year with a small elite group of people, about 20 start open expansion offices. However, we ran into the same constraints too, right? You couldn't open more than X, Y, and Z. And with our coaching company, had more people wanting to get in business with us than we could execute on. And so like it's just crazy to me what I was able to do with, you know, my partners and the people I was in business with. It took 8 years or so to do that. And then I was able to rebuild everything when I walked away from scratch, rebuilt, couldn't even work in my own hometown, dissolved everything, rebuilt everything back up to 90 agents in 90 days. That was just wild to me, right? And then, you know, the geometric growth that we've had ever since then, and the willingness of like just everyone in the group to really just open their playbook. The first, you know, even the first leadership training a couple weeks ago when Curtis was on there dropping fire, Brent brought fire, like, and then I've been on calls with Brent Gove, and, you know, everyone's doing just a little bit more. And I love it, man. It's like this is some of their best stuff that I have heard. And I've been around these guys for a while, like obviously in business with them 4 years, but I've known Brent and Curtis like for almost 12, 13 years now. And then what I'm seeing everyone else do, and even on my calls, like people are thanking me, and it's like, this isn't a presentation. We're all in business together, and we better take it seriously and get after it, right? And so like, this is what I'm asking you to do. Get after it. Go help someone else. Be more, do more, help more, and you will become more. I promise you that. Because there's other people that their leaders are shrinking, or they're fearful themselves, and with fear comes a paralyzed state, right? Overthinking things, right? And just consistently, you know, thinking or studying, but they don't hop back into that creation mode, right? Because it doesn't feel the same, especially the people that have been only in this, you know, 5 years or so. Like, we're really going to have to frame the way that they think about real estate, the way that they think about data management, the way that they think about inside sales versus outside sales, all of that stuff. So you can invite them as well, non-eXp agents, and you can click right here. Boom. How to get your guest pass, right? Interested to learn more about eXp's guest pass. Just like what we do before, you can go, they can go and, like, you know, hit join. However, it doesn't sign you up for EXP, doesn't do any of that stuff. It just triggers for it to send information about EXP to you, and that's it, right? And then it will give you your guest pass for X amount of time, and you might need to renew it, because we're going to make a big push with the Level Up program. I'm positive we're going to run this thing out just like we did with the Excel series. And you're going to be hearing from all of us every so often in there, and it's all hands on deck. I love it. So you can do it that way, or as an agent, us, right? We can go in there and fill out the guest form. Click here, fill out the form, and get them signed up, right? And that's in the enterprise account. Boom, right there. All right. Yeah, been remotely working since 2009. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys where it was at. I'll drop the link in Top Agent Experts. I'll also put it on the YouTube page and some of the other places that I'm streaming right now. But this is a great opportunity, guys, to go back to the people that you've been attempting to recruit. Like, they've seen the modelexplain.com. They've talked to some of your business partners. Maybe they've even talked to me or whatever, right? Like, let's lead with love. Let's lead with accountability. Let's lead with education. Let's lead with training and coaching, and keep the main thing the main thing. When I was on one of my coaching calls last week, my group coaching calls, and a gentleman asked me, how I was going to attack it with, a certain situation. I'm not going to get into it. And it's like, we just got to simplify this. And I saw a video from Ed Milet that was about the power of one more, right? And I just saw it the week before that, and there's a lot in his story that resonates with me. You know, my story with my parents and alcohol and different things. Like, it was just wild because I never paid attention to that guy or done too much with him. And I watched that video, I don't know, it was about a month ago. And it just really had me thinking, about, the coaching calls, the training calls, like, what, like everything that's going on. Right. And it's like, just focus on getting one more good lead, qualifying one more good lead, getting one more buyer consultation, one more listing appointment, right? Like, just go talk to one more agent. Like, 10 could tell you no, they're fine, right? But it's that 11th one that it could change the trajectory of their whole career, right? It could keep them in real estate. It could change your career if they end up joining EXP because of what they learn or what they experience by coming into the cloud and learning and critically thinking with us. They could end up creating with you, right? And you never know who's going to be that builder, right? That could just go on a tear, because especially, I know what I was capable of, and I know what I've done previously in this industry. But there's a lot of people, even when I moved over to EXP, was like, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, and they even told me later that I shocked them. Like, shout out to Rob Flick, because Rob Flick was like, this kid is gonna go do something, at the time, right? And I went and did it my way with very like-minded people, and that's why, like, it is. It's our tribe, right? And so thank you guys, every single one of you guys that are building your empire, building your businesses, and attracting your like-minded people as well. So, but so just one more, like, just focus on one more. Like, it's like, are we gonna sell 100 homes this month, 50 homes, 10 homes this month? Are we gonna onboard 100 agents, 150 agents? Just focus on one, right? One more, and I promise you, do one more video like this, right? Watch one more video, right? Do one more thing, and I promise you're going to be okay. Because the news and all the negativity and everything that's out there is way more attractive than the good news and the victories and the wins, right? But that's like where I like to stay. I like to stay right there in the wins. I like to focus on the present moment and staying in that moment, because we all know if we're looking in the past, right? Like, and that's where we're at in our head, having bad months, looking back, right? Like, it's going to create depression. We all know that. And then you start, getting worried about the future, thinking about the future and all of that stuff. It's like, it's going to create anxiety, right? So stay in the now and focus on one more. And that's really kind of been my message. And it's like when I have partners that, struggling, some people feeling it and affected or exposed by it, differently than others. Right. And it's like, there are going to be some people that quit on you, and this isn't going to be for them, because there's going to be a lot of people that get out of this game. And I know that, like, and for me, like, I'm looking at it like, if I lose 30% of my business, that would be expected. Right. However, I'm going to plan for the worst and prepare for the best. And I understand it. But I do know when I got into real estate, it was during what we're going into. And then we had 300 signs in yards when I was an ISA, and we had 9 homes pending, and I couldn't give them things away. Right. And I basically paid for my education over those couple of years. And so it really wasn't about the income. It was about the education and the experience and what I was learning. And then as a market, corrected itself for the people that is hurt and been, a part of my story or seen it. Like, we grew by 75% one year, went from 380 some closings to 688. Like, we were building and training and developing on the back end. So when that market started turning in 2010, 2011, boom, we shot up in 2012 ahead of everyone, right? So stay prepared, and we are going to grow through this. And I believe, without a doubt, I'll double my company, but there's going to be some collateral damage along the way. And so that's why we're, have to build for the future right now, and just understand what we're looking at and be able to take a punch. All right. So being able to go here, get these people into the cloud, just get one person, change one person's life. Like, even when I talk about with agent attraction, people like, how'd you add 150 people in? And like, like, it wasn't always like that. I can remember when it was tough getting 25 people on, 10, 30, 40, right? But I had to focus on one person, make one person successful, give one person everything I had. And them one people in the early days know who they are, right? Each and every one of them. And so, yeah, like, that's what it is. Go give one more buyer some love, one more seller some love, and let's just do it. So cool, guys. That's on EXP Life. It's also in uh, Workplace. You can go in Workplace and look up Level Up. But Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I definitely, would pick and choose like which one that you're going to make. And then also we have, I talked about the Build event coming up down in Dallas, which is our mastermind, and Brent Gove's stuff. So the ballers are going to be out, but also EXP Con's out right now that you can buy tickets for EXP Con. And I will tell you, the 4 years that I've been with EXP Con this last year was the best event that I had been to real estate wise outside of our masterminds in a long time. It was like EXP really stepped it up. And so the $800 or $600, I don't know how much they're going to charge for it, but whatever they're charging for it, like it is well worth it. Especially what I experienced and even the last night there and everything, it is well worth it. It blew me away. So you definitely don't want to miss any of EXPCon, that's for sure. But I did want to go over here to some of these things, like when you actually look at well, not this one, boom. So get your guest pass. I was actually working on some other marketing with this thing, but when you actually stop and think about like what, okay, let me lower this. I can't see this. Hopefully you guys, hopefully I'm still streaming with you guys. Like I can't even see with the streaming stuff, but so 2019 to 2021, the volume growth, market share captured, right? I love it. So Remax definitely doing good, right? EXP Realty, boom, right there in the middle. I like that. And I screenshotted all of these a couple months ago, and then I pulled them back out because I'm gonna do another video with them for some other things. But I already had them pulled up, so I didn't have them organized or whatever. But I was like, since I'm gonna shoot this video and they're right there, I might as well let you guys see these as well. So while it's publicly listed peers are all in the same ballpark, EXP has a remarkable advantage when it comes to operating expenses, being able to leverage the cloud technology. When I came to EXP 4 years ago, we all joined for different reasons, right? Like at first, how I was, attracting and I just was very connected with other team leaders, owners, like high level producers, and so we all kind of thought the same, right? And so even as my organization grew, I was thinking like everyone would want to be here because of me, but that's not the case. We all know that we're all here for different reasons. And I will say, the cloud is something that I definitely underestimated early on. I'd probably say at least for the first 2 years of EXP, my time here building my company. But the last 2 years, I definitely see it. I could not be doing what I'm doing up in Toronto, Canada, all 35 some markets, United States, other countries that are just getting going, even though them are my bigger ones. And so it's like being able to plug into those 500 employees and specialized departments and all of that stuff, and to see that work the way that it needs to work without no liability, no headache, no like management or and even the broker side of the operation, it's phenomenal, right? So operating expenses Q1 22, they're comparing Compass right here. Man, their operating expenses is through the roof compared to ours per transaction. And I don't know, wasn't trying to point Compass out there. I just actually had screenshotted a bunch of this and doing something with it. So transaction growth, market share capture rate. I like it, man. EXP right there and Remax, boom. Let's see which other one that we got. All right, so EXP's business model advantage, operating expenses / transactions Q1 22. Man, EXP is just killing it with their overhead. Like they're phenomenal. The way that we're able to add all of this production in and all of this expansion that we're all experiencing, because we have all, like the ones that are building and doing what we've been doing the last, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, 3 years, like specifically too. It's like we have never seen anything like this, and then to not have like to have like no overhead or debt really. And down here is the website to the gentleman I sign up, for his his market updates and how he analyzes data, and he's very highly respected in the industry. So, but these just happen to be some of the ones that I looked at here recently. I think we're about done. So this one is 2019-21 agent growth market share capture. Clearly, it looks like eXp is dominating there. I love it. Cool. Home service doing their dang thing. All right, let's see. We got a few more of these guys. I don't even know. In no particular order. Like I said, I just already had them out. So I'm doing something with them later tonight. I'm actually working on another presentation or video. So debt percent of the revenue, 0. Yeah, well, Remax is, I mean, they're there with their debt, but they were there in some of the other categories too. So we'll see how that plays out long term. But like it. All right, so we got what else we got here? 2019 to 21 net income year over year growth. Yeah, and EXP is just on fire with that. We got other people running like down in the red. Net income year over year growth, man, that's phenomenal. Just to see that almost at 1,000%. I mean, like all of the ballers are here, man. Like it, and like they're coming. Like when we said they're all gonna be here a few years ago, when we got it, and it took me a year and a half to get my mind wrapped around it. I'm so glad that I finally got it right. 2021 year end debt 0. Remax ain't the middle right there, but I like it. Yeah, so these numbers they're not from eXp. Like I said, they're from this third party guy, and he's highly respected. 2021 year in debt. Okay, so we just saw that one, so that's a duplicate, guys. Yeah, guys. So I guess that's pretty much it. I just wanted to show you guys where you can find the level up link, and then also the imagery with it. If you guys have been on any of my storyline today, I definitely shared it on Instagram. I definitely shared it on my Facebook storyline. But more importantly, I'm going to continuously talk about it. I went in and listened to Brent today and caught some of his stuff, and his stuff was fire today. I shared it over in the group, right? And so I just loved hearing some of it. I picked up some nuggets, and I'm like, man, this is good. So get your people that's on the fence, or you've been speaking with, or you've been nurturing a guest pass. Invite them, show them the experience and what it's like. You never know, that could be that one thing that they're like, all right, I'm ready to do this, right? Because I'm gonna be giving this out to a bunch of people. I sent it to Gary this morning, and I was like, between this and build, all we're doing is inviting right now. That's it. I'm redoing a bunch of presentations, working on a bunch of content for different things. Working with the Wichita team with lead gen, and got some changes coming there. Also, just have a bunch of projects going on right now, and so making a big push just to be a professional inviter right now. Let's get in here, right? Let's get in here and learn with me. I'm going to be in here on these calls. Come join me, right? Or come to Dallas with me, right? See Tony Robbins. Come hang out with me for a few days, and then we can kind of strategize a little bit of how this is going to look, and show you, basically how we are going further, faster, and definitely with more people. And we definitely could do it with you too, together. So anyways, you guys just do it. Hopefully you guys appreciated it. Make it a great day, and let's kick this bad boy into high gear and just do it. Well, I gotta find the new my training deal. There we are. Bada bing, bada boom.